worker, an elderly disabled woman who, before I became her home care worker, was in and out of the hospital usually 4 to 5 times a year. Usually in the ICU, where there were lots of well-paid people and lots of expensive equipment that had to be brought to bear to keep her alive. Then Connie became her home care worker. And slowly, over a number of years, because it wasn't like anyone offered either of us some training about how to do this, we learned to work together as a home care team. Me, the provider, her, the recipient. I learned how to bathe her in bed. She learned how to teach me about how to do that without hurting her. I learned how to run her tube feed. Eventually, when she got better, she got to where she could do it herself. I learned, and we learned together, what worked and what didn't work for her, how to manage meds, how to do vitals, how to be in touch with the doctors in a way that meant that she got individualized care that worked for her. And guess what happened once we did that? No more 4 hospitalizations a year in the ICU and huge expense to everybody. First it went down to a couple, then it went down to 1, and then it wasn't in the ICU anymore. It was on, when it did happen, on the general medical ward where a student nurse could take care of her because it was not an emergency situation. We learned how to intervene before things became emergencies. So to review, after I became her home care worker, she got better, she got more independent, I learned a lot of skills, she learned a lot of skills, we saved the state a boatload of money, and I was assigned to a permanent life of poverty and a dead-end job with no benefits and no retirement and no future. What is wrong with this picture? I'll tell you one big thing that's wrong with it. As long as you treat home care and personal care services as an entry-level position that anybody off the street can do, as something that's not skilled, as something that doesn't deserve to be fairly compensated, the vast majority of the disabled and elderly people who need this kind of support will not get it, because you won't find people willing to work for that and put up with that. It's just that clear. And I'll tell you another thing that's wrong with it too. Have you ever wondered why home care has not been historically covered by our labor laws? You know, done by women of color, done by immigrants, and when those laws were made a long time ago, there was a part of this country that just was not going to hear about having black women covered by any labor law. Well, guess what? Say the names with me. Fannie Lou Hamer. Say the name. Dolores Huerta. Say the name. The Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Because of people like that, that Democratic Party is no more. And we've got a different Democratic Party that a lot of people worked very hard to force into a different situation. We've got people like Speaker Pelosi who will fight for us. We've got people like President Biden who will stand up for this. But you know what? They're not going to keep doing it if we don't push them and if we don't give them the cover that they need by making the phone calls, by sending those texts, and by getting behind this. Are we going to do that? Yes! Are you sure? Yes! And why are we going to do it? Because when we fight,
we win!
I didn't hear you. When we fight,
we win!
When we stand for what's right,
we win!
When we stand together,
we win!
When we don't back down,
we win!
When we don't give in,
we win!
And when we don't retreat a single inch from that $400 billion,
we win!
All right, go out and do it.
Thank you so much, Connie. Thank you for showing us that home care keeps us healthy, it makes us better, it brings people together, it can make our communities better, but only if people are paid well. And for reminding us that we can't just rely on our legislators to go off and take care of this on their own. This is up to all of us to make sure we remind all of our neighbors, our friends, our family members, our co-workers, everybody that we need to call our legislators, we need to email them, we need to be on social media and really making sure everybody is saying we need home care, we need $400 billion for home and community-based services. So when you go home today, remember to make that phone call. Remember to send an email. Email all your friends in other states as well. And get on social media and spread the word. And now is the moment we've been preparing for weeks. We are going to present the 400 stories, your stories, about home and community-based services to Speaker Pelosi's office. And I'd like to invite Sasha Bittner to present the stories.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
I'll looking at human alchemist coincidence collective informed with stories from people.
Over the past 3 months, our coalition has collected 400 stories from people
Across the great state,
across our great state,
from people that currently need home care,
from people that currently need home care,
currently provide home care,
currently provide home care,
currently manage home care for loved ones.
currently manage home care for a loved one,
I don't anticipate needing home care in the future.
or currently needing home care,
Um,
or who anticipate needing home care in the future.
Our stories were unique,
Our stories were unique,
and yet both have the same bigger story.
and yet also part of the same bigger story
Have a care system
of a care system
that needs to transform
that needs to transform
to be one
to be one
where we can all hang, love, age, and work with dignity.
where we can all live, age, and work with dignity.
As a home care recipient myself,
As a home care recipient myself,
I am pleased
I am pleased
to present 400 home and community-based stories
to present 400 home and community-based stories
to Speaker Pelosi.
to Speaker Pelosi.
I ask the Speaker to be on champion
I ask the Speaker to be our champion
and so that the first back better back
and ensure that the Build Back Better package
is built with the full 400 billion
is passed with the full 400 billion
home and community-based services.
for home and community-based services.
And we count on the Speaker to make this happen.
Can we count on the Speaker to make this happen?
Yes, you can. I just want to take a moment to thank all the speakers and the organizations that came out here today. My name is Kevin Ortiz. I'm the field representative for Speaker Pelosi's district office. I just want to thank first and foremost Senior and Disability Action, CARA, SEIU 2015, 10 to 1. I see Guillermina with California Domestic Workers Coalition, La Colectiva, hand in hand. But I especially want to thank the speakers today. Monique, I see Laura's. Where else did Gloria? Gloria, there you are. Sasha. Huh? And Constance, yeah, where's she at? Connie. Yeah, I was looking for you. Connie, there you are. This issue is near and dear to the staff of the speaker, as well as to the speaker herself. She's going to continue to fight for long-term care. She's going to continue to fight for early child care. She's going to continue fighting for the care economy as a whole. You may have seen that we did an event a couple weeks ago over at the Mission Neighborhood Centers, urging folks to continue supporting the care economy, right? And we had another speaker, Julianne Fisher from SEIU 2015, sharing her story of long-term care. This is near and dear, and it's number one priority for the speaker moving forward. So we're just so thrilled. You are what make this country great, and the speaker is proud to represent you in her district. So thank you all for your advocacy and your leadership.